Hi, this is Jessica at Big Delicious Life. I'm out here today at Middlebury Farms, and today we're gonna make another salad. You guys know how much I love my salads, but today we are going to make a kale salad. Now I know some people think that they don't like kale salads because it can be really tough and kind of fibrous, but I'm gonna show you how to fix that. We're also gonna make a really delicious vegan creamy dressing that's gonna be amazing with this green. So we're gonna first get started mixing up our dressing. Now what I have here is tahini. So tahini is actually a sesame seed paste, and it has a really creamy texture, and you may have used this in other things. It's an ingredient that you use in hummus. So we have about 1/3 cup of tahini. We're gonna add this into our bowl. And then to that, we are going to add, you know, my favorite, garlic. I'm a garlic freak, that's me. A little bit of salt, just a pinch. And then one of my favorite things to put in a salad dressing, some lemon. Now I like to roll my lemons like this, just give them a little gentle push to make sure that they're nice and juicy. We're gonna cut it in half. Then we can just squeeze it out over our hand like that to make sure that we don't get any of the seeds in there. If the seeds do get in there, you just pick them out. Not really a big deal. All right, so we got some lemon going in there. We're gonna use a whole lemon. Definitely wanna make sure you have really clean hands for this recipe because you're gonna be getting in there with your hands. And there, see, we have our lemon seeds. And we're out here on the farm, so guess what? We can just toss them behind us. Maybe they'll grow a lemon tree. So I'm gonna grab my whisk and then just get this all whisked together. Now tahini has a tendency to be really thick. So we're just gonna thin it out with a little bit of water. I have some water right here. And you just wanna, there's not really like an exact amount. Oh, almost forgot. Sweetness. We're gonna add a little bit of local honey in here, and that's just gonna sweeten it right up. So that's just about 1 tablespoon of honey. And then I also like to add in just a little bit of olive oil for some richness. I'm just going to give it a quick taste for seasoning. Let's see how this is. It's really yummy. It's lemony, it's creamy. I'm gonna put in just another little pinch of salt. Perfect. And then we're gonna set this aside and I'm gonna show you how to prep your kale. First, let's get a little sip of wine. Now, kale, you're probably looking at it like, what do I do with this? This is really easy to prepare. So if you just want to get in here and take a look, what you want to do with your kale salad is make sure that you remove the stem right here, because this is the really tough fibrous part. So it's super easy. All you do is just run your hand along that and the leaves come right off. And that's all you want. And so call this stripping the kale. You want to strip the kale from the stems. Now there are all types of varieties of kale, but they grow a couple different kinds here. This right here is curly kale. There's lacinato or dino kale, which is like the darker kind of flat kind. There's like a reddish kale, but we'll get the farmer to explain all of that to us because even I don't know that much about kale. So you said you grow 4 different types of kale here. We've got the dino kale, the red leaf curly kale. This, remind me what this is called again?
This is called the winter boar.
The winter boar kale. Now, this looks like the kind of kale, aside from the dino kale, that we most often see in restaurants. And this is often the type of kale where people don't know how to make a kale salad with it. So let's get a bunch of this because I think this is what I'm going to use to make that kale salad.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, these just come right off. Let's go make a salad with this.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've almost got all of our kale leaves stripped. That is looking perfect. And then we just want to give it a rough chop into bite-sized pieces. So we want to make sure that we get our kale pretty small so that it's not hard to eat. So you can get in here and see how this looks. These size pieces are perfect. So we're gonna grab our salad bowl and we're gonna get all of this beautiful kale into our bowl. Now here comes the fun part, the massage. So as I was saying before, You really want to kind of work your kale a little bit because it can be kind of tough. And this is going to tenderize it a little bit and make it really delicious for a salad. So it's really simple. You just want to add a little bit of olive oil, just a drizzle, some salt, a pinch or two, and surprise, more lemon juice. So we don't need to use a whole lemon here, just enough to kind of squeeze over the greens. And we'll just, giving myself a little lemon bath in here. I love lemon, I could bathe in it. And then you're just gonna get in here with your hands and kind of just give it a gentle massage, just like this. And work the oil and the salt and the lemon juice right into the kale. And like I said, you're going to see it kind of reduce down and see it already looks a lot smaller than when I first put it in here. And we're just kind of softening up the fibers in here so it's a little bit easier to chew and a little bit easier to digest. It feels very relaxing. I don't know about you guys, but there's something very relaxing about being able to put your hands in there and play with your food a little bit. So that's why I said it's super important to have super clean hands when you're making this. You can see that the fibers have kind of just relaxed. It's a little bit shiny and it feels soft. So that's how you know that it's ready. So now we're gonna get a little bit of this tahini dressing over here onto this kale. Now kale, like I said before, is one of those sturdier greens, so you can use a little bit more dressing, and you can also let it sit for a while. It's not like the more tender greens where you don't want to let your dressing sit on there. So let's give this a toss. You want to toss your kale for a while because it's got all these little like nooks and crannies, and you want to make sure that the dressing gets all over every little last bit. Let's taste it. Get a little bit of wine here. That is so delicious. It's lemony, it's creamy from the tahini. It's got that garlic in there, that olive oil. It's awesome. If you didn't think you liked kale salad, you're definitely going to want to try this because I'm sure you're going to love it. Thank you so much for watching Big Delicious Life out here at Middlebury Farms. We're going to be here all summer picking fresh organic vegetables and showing you what you can do with the ingredients inside your CSA boxes and what you'll be finding at the farmer's market. If you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see what we're up to all summer. See you next time.